Welcome to my channel. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another segment of my food fads. And tonight I am going to be tackling my version of Korean pho, and I absolutely love that soup. And so I am going to be probably making my own noodles as well. And so right now I'm on my way for a bit of a coffee. I may pick up some carrots. That's about all I really need. And I may browse in a store or two just because it's such a glorious and beautiful day. And it really is almost fall. And so I want to soak up as much of this beautiful fresh air that I possibly can. And while these nice days do last, I've had to wait a while for this one though. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you in a little bit. I'm on my way to find a nice coffee. I've fallen in love with Starbucks, but I think I'm going to fall back on Tim Hortons today. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another segment of my food fads. And tonight I am going to be tackling my version of Korean pho, and I absolutely love that soup. And so I am going to be probably making my own noodles as well. And so right now I'm on my way for a bit of a coffee. I may pick up some carrots. That's about all I really need. And I may browse in a store or two just because it's such a glorious and beautiful day. And it really is almost fall. And so I want to soak up as much of this beautiful fresh air that I possibly can. And while these nice days do last, I've had to wait a while for this one though. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you in a little bit. I'm on my way to find a nice coffee. I've fallen in love with Starbucks, but I think I'm going to fall back on Tim Hortons today. So guys, let me give you a little bit of background on the story time that I have coming for you. And you know what? I have to move. It seems like no matter where I go, it's just not right. It's not comfortable. So let me just move the car and I'm going to have a little tiny chat with you. I try not to keep it very long. I'm going to time myself. So this is much better, and at least now I can see you and you can see me. And man, is it windy out there today. So guys, I thought I would just give you a little tiny bit of background on my old home abroad. And in a way, I am reviving so many of my early story times, at least maybe 6 of them altogether. And you're going to see how interwoven this city, not just a country, but that very city, which is now on high alert, how closely intertwined it was with all of the essential things that were part of my life and part of my parents' lives too. And so, hang on while I have another sip of coffee. And guys, what happened was my dad's company, which is now no longer in existence, my dad's company dealt very much with all of these touristy and tropical resort areas throughout the Caribbean and Central and South America, which was basically um, where our condo was. But we went there beginning from the year that I turned 11. So it wasn't just 2.5 years, right? It was my life. And when I first began to go there, it wasn't a very commercial resort. I hated it. I loathed going there. But my father took us there on a regular basis. Why? Why did he do that? Because his public relations were building or trying to formulate some kind of central for tourists over there who were going from my city to that city. And it was such a popular destination because of the 100% guaranteed warm, sunny weather. And I'm not talking Florida warm. I'm talking maybe Africa warm. Florida is beautiful weather-wise, but this is never any rain, at least not in the beginning. Then we had at least a straight month of rain and wind, which was so depressing. But for the most of my life there, I never saw it rain. It was so happy and uplifting to be in a place by the ocean without ever any bad weather. So, from the time that I was 11, guys, 11 years old, and my mom took to the same sentiments that I did about the place in the beginning. She hated it there. And it would be mostly because of the bats that would circle all of the street lights at night. It was creepy, but that didn't really bother me too much. As long as they stayed away from me, I was okay with bats. You know what I'm saying? But my mother never felt clean there. She, in the beginning, in the first few years that we were going, and I would say maybe more than a decade, before we became interested in real estate over there, my mother enjoyed it because they were at hotels, right? We were mostly I was with them, uh, but when I was in college and university, it kind of got to be a little difficult at times for me to go because they would probably stay 2, 3 weeks, and I couldn't extend my Christmas break that long, especially once I got to university and college. No, but I remember all throughout high school, guys. Um, I would come back to classes. Guys, I was so dark. Later, I'm going to show you my foundation that I kept, but and that is one reason why I never really went back in the sun after all those years. After we got rid of the condo, I never went back in the sun. It was damaging my skin so badly. And so that would take us all the way to around the year of 1990. My father loved it there. He loved it there. My aunt and uncle, and my other aunt and uncle, they all came down. We would have this whole suite, a whole floor rented out with, those kitchenettes. And Oh my God, it was pink walls and pink floors and fountains and cascades at the pool. Guys, I'm talking really ritzy, um, glamorous stuff here. I got spoiled so badly by this beautiful resort area city. And I began to fall in love with it. I began to look forward to the 100% guaranteed warm and sunny weather for 3 weeks of the year. Yeah, why not, you know? Um, and so that is basically uh, where I'm coming from with this. And when I was 11 and 12 years old, I remember my parents looking around for a school because they were actually, now my mother, she wouldn't have in the end. I know that she probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But my father wanted to move there temporarily because his business was so core. I would say probably around that time, about 85% of our clients, of his clients, were traveling there. And they were buying apartments, they were renting out kitchenette apartments for maybe 2 months at a time. He had major clients that were so interested in this destination, which became very highly populated in the winter months and so much in demand. And so I basically, I could take it or leave it. But in the end, all of our friends began to come. They wanted in on it. They wanted to know. They wanted to see. And so my friends and my aunt and uncle, they bought two little tiny bungalows home. I say home because I think of it still as my home in that city. See my mind. Very close to each other, side by side, next door. So it was just that was before we got the condo. Just before we got the condo, and I remember our other friends who were related to our friends. They loved it there. And they had a son and a daughter who were, well, the daughter is 10 years younger and the son was about 3 or 4 years younger than me. We were very close all of our lives, but um they didn't buy there, and so that created kind of a problem later on for all of us who had properties there. They never did buy there, but they were smart. They wanted to travel, in the high lifestyle. We weren't. We were like, slaves to our property there. And so the thing is, guys, that in those days, I would say this was the disco period. Now, I missed the disco period, but I know that I did go to discos over there during the disco period because you could go to nightclubs if, even if you were too young. That is how I got my first taste of nightclubs ever when I was 14 years old, 15 years old. And it was so beautiful, guys. And my father would get all of these passes from the tour operators there to go and try out these restaurants and nightclubs and go and check out the happy hour at this hotel, go and check out the rooms. We were like slaves there, but it was fun. We got a lot of perks. And so that's the background that I'm giving you. It's so close to my heart, guys. It wasn't just my ex. And the people who tried to destroy my memory, my fond memories, by saying that to me, oh, well, you just come down here because of your ex. I've been coming down here for 30 years. How can you say that? They didn't want me there because they knew that it could be dangerous and that they were not going to help me if something should ever happen to me. That was after the marriage ended. And so instead of having the heart to tell me the truth, they said, well, now go, because you're not really supposed to be here, because we know that you're having a hard time coping emotionally because you love your ex. Okay, maybe I did still love him, but my attachments to that place ran so much deeper than that. So guys, right now, since I'm in the neighborhood, I'm gonna pop into a giant tiger, and I'm gonna look for my fitted sheets to match the pillowcases that I bought back in July. And they're a beautiful color, but I have not found sheets, and I do need another set of sheets because, you know, I've told you this before, Micha has torn them to shreds, and I'm sleeping on the bare, you know, the bare sheet that is hanging by a thread. And so same with the pillowcases, she totally demolished them. And so I am looking for a new set of sheets. And so the only place I know that would carry that color would be Giant Tiger. And so I have been checking it out at intervals, but they don't seem to carry it. Anyway, you can come along with me inside if you want. And then after that, I'm just going to head home and make my soup, make my pho, and I'll show you how I do it. So I lucked out here. They didn't have very many colors or even fitted sheets at all. And so I'm out of luck. I'm back home now, and I'm going to, I've already shown you the ingredients for my pho, and I don't want to make a whole batch. I just want to make enough for tonight, and I know that my stomach could really use some nice warm broth, and so the steps are pretty straightforward. I'm simply going to prepare the vegetables, fill the pot with water, boil. I didn't include the pepper and salt. I have black peppercorn there, but I didn't include the salt. I forgot to film it, but there's also salt involved. And so it's pretty straightforward. And the original recipe that I have calls for it to simmer for 3 hours. And the other recipes say it's the same whether you boil it for 1 hour or 3 hours, but I'm going to let it simmer for a good couple of hours. And so I'm not going to be adding any tomato, and I want it to be nice and clear. And I didn't stop off at the store to buy any other vegetables. I know that I still have a lot of green onion and white onion in the freezer, so I pulled it out, and I'm hoping to maybe finish it off because it's been in there for quite a while, but it's perfect for pho. It's nice and chunky. So anyway, I'll just let you peek in every now and then to let you see how things are going. So I'll see you in a little bit. Hi everybody. So the pho has been bubbling for about an hour, and I think I'm going to get started on the noodles. I'm going to use 2 and some cups of flour and 2 eggs. And the thing is, I'm going to make the dough by hand because it's a little faster that way. And then I'm going to pass the dough through my machine, my attachment, and make the flat noodles. So let's go. Wow, the noodles took 10 minutes to do, guys. As you can see, it's a bit much, so I think what I'll do is I'll freeze one portion of it and use the other portion for tonight. Next time, 1 egg, 1 cup of flour. Well, guys, everything is done, and I'm about ready to sit down to my dinner finally at last. And so I hope that you have enjoyed coming along with me today on that little window shopping that I did. And I hope that you enjoyed listening to me talk about my story time and give you a little bit of context. And this is it. So I do love this pho, and there are so many variations of this online, but I'm going with the one that has cinnamon and ginger. It's really quite an original recipe, and so I hope that you try it if you like it. And so thank you very much for listening and watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.